I stood outside St. Michael's Church as mourners filed past, offering condolences I barely heard. My brother Tom was gone, a heart attack at 47, sudden and brutal. The casket had been lowered into the ground an hour ago, and I still couldn't process it. People dispersed slowly, heading to their cars. I lingered near the cemetery gate, alone with my grief. Then my phone buzzed. I pulled it from my pocket, expecting a sympathy text from a relative. Instead, my blood froze. The message was from Tom's number. "I know what you did. The truth will come out soon." My hands shook. Tom had been dead for 5 days. His phone was in police evidence, standard procedure for sudden deaths. How was this possible? I stared at the screen, reading the words again and again. Someone was playing a sick joke. But who? And why? My world tilted, confusion and fear washing over me. I looked around the cemetery, half expecting to see someone watching. There was no one. Just gravestones and silence. The wake was held at Tom's house, a sprawling colonial his wife Vanessa had insisted on buying 3 years ago. Vanessa moved through the crowd with practiced grace, accepting condolences, playing the grieving widow perfectly. She'd always been controlling, but today she was all business, discussing estate matters, managing logistics, ensuring everything ran smoothly. I watched her from across the room, feeling invisible. She'd barely acknowledged my presence since I arrived. When our eyes met briefly, she looked through me as if I didn't exist. My nephew Kyle approached, offering a weak handshake. "Uncle Frank, thanks for coming." His tone was formal, distant. Tom and I had grown apart over the years, thanks largely to Vanessa's influence. She'd made it clear I wasn't the right kind of family, not successful enough, not ambitious enough. Now, standing in my dead brother's house, I felt that exclusion more sharply than ever. But my thoughts kept returning to that message. Who sent it? What did it mean? After most guests left, Vanessa gathered the immediate family in Tom's study. She sat behind his mahogany desk like a CEO addressing shareholders. Tom's lawyer, Gerald Pierce, stood beside her with a folder. "We'll handle the will reading now," Vanessa announced, not asking if anyone objected. Gerald cleared his throat and began reading. The house, Tom's business shares, the investment accounts, everything went to Vanessa. Tom's children, Kyle and Sophia, received trust funds. My name wasn't mentioned once. I'd expected it, but hearing it confirmed still stung. When Gerald finished, Vanessa looked directly at me for the first time all day. "Tom never really saw you as the family type, Frank." Shame. Her words were calculated, designed to humiliate. My face burned as everyone shifted uncomfortably. Kyle looked away. Sophia stared at her hands. Vanessa's smile was thin and cold. I wanted to respond, to defend myself, but what could I say? Tom and I had drifted apart. Maybe he really hadn't cared. But that message on my phone whispered otherwise. Something wasn't right. That night, I couldn't sleep. The message haunted me. At 2 a.m., I sat at my kitchen table with my laptop, searching for answers. Tom had been meticulous about finances. I knew he kept digital records. Years ago, before Vanessa isolated him, Tom had given me access to a shared cloud account for family photos. I tried logging in, expecting it to be deleted. Surprisingly, it still worked. Inside, I found folders I'd never noticed before, labeled with dates and cryptic codes. I opened one from 6 months ago. Spreadsheets appeared, showing transfers from Tom's business account to a personal account I didn't recognize. Thousands of dollars, sometimes tens of thousands, moving regularly. I cross-referenced the account number with public records databases. It belonged to Vanessa. My stomach tightened. Why was Tom transferring massive amounts to her separate account? I kept digging, finding more transfers, each larger than the last. Then I found a handwritten note scanned into the files. "Can't trust her anymore. Need to protect Frank." Tom's handwriting. My breath caught. What had my brother discovered? The next morning, I drove to Vanessa's house unannounced. She answered the door in designer athleisure, her expression annoyed. Frank. What do you want? I held up my phone, showing the spreadsheets I'd printed to photos. I found Tom's financial records. Care to explain why he was transferring hundreds of thousands to your private account? Vanessa's eyes flickered, surprise, then calculation. She laughed, a sound devoid of warmth. Tom managed his money however he wanted. If he didn't trust you enough to explain, that's not my problem.